Okay, let's do this. Okay, excuse me. Hi everyone, and welcome to my first official YouTube video. In this video, I am going to introduce myself. Obviously, there's a lot of dogs around me. This one right here, and this one are mine. This one's a foster. There's one more eating my very expensive background paper. Please come here. Ugh. Okay. Obviously, if you followed me here from TikTok and Instagram, you know that there is no rhyme or rhythm to my posting and everything's very disorganized. Today, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm a little bit more organized. I wrote down everything that I wanted to say in this video right here. I originally really wanted to write a script, but I realized that I don't want to put in that much effort. Okay, maybe not eat my, Okay, why is your teeth? Okay, welcome to my YouTube channel. This page is dedicated to my volunteer work with animals. 2 of them are currently sitting on me. They are my fosters. I originally started posting all of my content on TikTok, and then last year I went over to Instagram, which is a very weird place. And now I'm here on YouTube posting pretty much the exact same thing. In all of my videos, I have actually never sat down and introduced myself like officially. So for the next 2 minutes, I am going to say a bunch of random facts about myself, and you can take that information and do whatever you want with that. First and foremost, I was born in Vietnam. My parents and I immigrated over here when I was around 5 or 6 years old. I then spent the next 3 years, from 6 years old to 9 years old, learning English. And after I learned English, I went right into an Erewhon and ordered a latte. I'm just kidding. Oh my God, what are you doing? Okay. I have so many other hobbies aside from fostering and volunteering my time to rehabilitate these little things right here. I love to cook. That's not really a hobby since I need it to survive. I cook a lot. I started making candy last year, and this year I got an espresso machine, so I'm going to start making latte art. One of the biggest things that I do that's like so weird is every single time I go shopping or I go to a TJ Maxx or Home Goods, I'll look at whatever they have and I think to myself, can I make this? And then proceed to spend the next 3 months making it. So in all my shorts and all my videos, you'll see like random art around my house. I made all of that art by myself, mainly because I saw it somewhere and I really wanted it, but I didn't want to pay for it. I also don't eat onion, but I put onion in almost everything that I cook. I just like take whatever pieces of onion in there and I pick it out and then I eat the food. I like the onion taste, but I don't really like to bite on an onion. I would die. I would literally die. Hi, baby. However, this is really weird. I do like onions in my burger, but I need it thinly sliced. If it's so thick that I hear the crunch, I won't eat it. I'll be like, "Ugh." But can you stop? Ow, can you stop? Okay. I thrift like 95% of my clothes. I started thrifting way back in 2015 and I honestly never stopped. And in the 10 years that I've just been wearing used clothes, no one has ever stopped me and asked me, is that thrifted? Like ever. The only thing that I will not thrift are shoes. I buy my shoes brand new. My favorite thing to make and to eat is Vietnamese food. I am an immigrant, so that should not come as a surprise. I eat Vietnamese food probably 8 or 9 times a week. Sometimes like I'll go like a full month and I'll just eat food from my native land because I really like food from my native land. My favorite things to cook is definitely soups, broths, like whatever that you can eat on a really cold day and feel really warm inside. I love to cook that. And regardless of how hot it is outside, I will literally eat a bowl of soup. It's kind of ingrained in me. So I think, and based on scientific results, that I am a little bit allergic to cats. Every single time I'm around a cat for longer than an hour or two, my entire body starts to itch, but it doesn't stop me from like petting them, holding them, especially kittens. I absolutely love and adore little kittens. Like an animal that can fit in your hand like this. So cute. This is actually, what's wrong, baby? This is actually really Texan of me, but I eat almost everything American in ranch. Like, I can dip anything in ranch. Ranch is like kind of my favorite dressing, but it has to be like ranch dipping sauce, not ranch dressing. Like, if you know, you know. Like, ranch dressing is very runny. But I'll dip my burgers in ranch. I can't eat pizza without dipping it in ranch. Fries in ranch, onion rings, sometimes hash browns, eggs. You know, like, it is like the universal condiment, I feel like. But I will never buy store-bought ranch. It has to be ranch from like a legitimate restaurant. I love restaurants that make their own ranch. I feel like 5 stars on Yelp. I've been asked to be a Yelp elite every single year, and I always turn it down because I go into Yelp and I write these satirical reviews just for fun. But somehow I always get asked to be a Yelp elite, and I don't want to be a Yelp elite. So that is an introduction on me. I know those are all super random and you don't know what to do with that information, but if you find it relatable, you're welcome. I will now move on to answer a bunch of questions that I get asked all the time in my comments. Now is not the time for you to decide. Honestly, now is not really the time for you to learn how to talk. Okay, Cooper, like, this isn't about you. This is my video. This is like literally my introduction video. You're stealing my thunder. So altogether on my Instagram and my TikTok page, I've put out close to 10,000 videos, and on most of my videos, there's always all of these questions. Like, there's these top 3 questions that I always get asked that I never really have gotten a chance to answer them. So that's what I'm going to do now. First thing that I always get asked is, do I get emotionally attached to my fosters? Do I miss my fosters when they're gone? Why don't I ever keep my fosters? Are there any fosters that I ever think about and regret not keeping? All of the questions along those lines. First and foremost, you will never see me keeping a puppy foster ever. This is gonna sound really bad since I foster mostly puppies. I hate puppies. After 12 weeks, like, they are just so annoying until like 3 or 4 years of age. And I know that, like, because I raised a puppy. This might be like the worst puppy for me to ever raise in existence because he was energetic and awful from 6 weeks to 6 years of age. So after his puppy stage, which ended at 6 years of age, I just made like a executive decision to never fuck with a puppy ever again. Cooper. Jesus Christ. Cooper, calm down. He's so talkative today. He's usually never this talkative, and obviously he would be right now as I'm making a YouTube video. But and yes, I do get emotionally attached to these little fuckers because, like, look at this. This is cute as shit. I'm gonna miss this so much when he leaves, right? But I know for a fact, and like, that I cannot keep him, even if I want to, which I honestly don't want to. He's crazy. I've had so many people ask me why I do this. The main and sole reason why I just continue to foster is because of the one dog themselves. Like, I get to pitch in and help save the one dog, even though it doesn't solve the pet overpopulation crisis in America, even though it's just a drop in the bucket, even though, like, it really does not matter in the grand scheme of things, but it matters to the one dog that I'm saving, right? And that's why I continue to keep on moving and to keep on fostering the way that I do. The last question that I always get asked is how I started fostering. And I never seeked out to foster until this one day. I was driving down Chinatown in Houston and I met Lady. which is my very first foster. She was a gray pit bull. She was sitting in the bushes. It was 30 degrees outside. It was raining. I remember this so clearly. And she was sad. Like, she just looked like sad, beaten down. She had scars all up and down her body. She was nursing two babies. She had three dead babies next to her. Like, she had just given birth. Like, her private area was bleeding. It was like infected. And I just instinctively put her in my car and drove her home. I had no idea what I was doing. I had never been even around a big dog. I had never ever in my life um met a pit bull. I've never, like, the whole scenario was so not hi, I just ate dinner. It was so out of character for me. I never ever thought I'd do that. It was just, I don't know. I just like put her in my car and I went home and I didn't think of anything afterwards. Like, then I took her to the vet. The puppies were like 2, 3 days old. They had just popped out of her. She was put on a lot of antibiotics. She had a lot of like medical problems. She was heartworm positive. The vets were sure that she was previously a used for breeding, and then I guess after they were done with breeding her, they ended up using her as a bait dog. I don't know if anybody is familiar with bait dogs, but it's basically a dog that is used to train dogs that fight in dog fights. And bait dogs obviously like have to submit and they have to not be able to fight back against the dogs that are practicing on them. So they get their teeth knocked out, they like get whipped, they get beaten down to the point where they can't fight back, they're like physically not able to, and then they get chained to like a pole or something for the fighting dog to practice on them. It's awful, it's insane. But she had scars all over her body. She also was heartworm positive, which if you're not familiar, you get bitten by mosquitoes. Mosquitoes like carry heartworms, and worms start growing in your heart and your lungs and stuff. And we immediately put her on treatment. This was after I found a rescue to put her in their program if I continue to foster. So I continue to foster her, and I continue to foster her babies too. After 3 or 4 months, the babies got adopted, and she also immediately got adopted after the babies got adopted, which was amazing. She went to a couple that owned a boarding facility and they took her to work every single day. And she would just walk around super free, like did whatever she wanted. She was just one of those dogs that got along with every single dog that went in and out of that boarding place. They eventually used her as a type of dog to kind of like gauge another dog's demeanor to see if that dog gets along with Lady. And if that dog did get along with Lady, they would approve the dog for daycare or boarding. 2 years later, I get a call from her owners saying that she is not doing well, that they were going to put her down because she was she was in so much pain. Like, um she barely ate. She was just very lethargic. It was just like a really sad way to live. So I mustered up the courage to go see her one last time. And when I walked through the doors of that daycare boarding facility, I was actually expecting to see the same dog, but just a tired same dog. But she was bloated, like from her chest all the way down to like her body. She was just filled with water weight. Like, her lungs was filled with fluid, so her chest was really big. She had trouble breathing, so she was wheezing a little bit. And then but when she saw me, like, she was still walking. She saw me. She was wagging her tail the way that she used to wag her tail, because I remember when I first started fostering her, her tail wag was so vivacious. She knocked stuff down off of like tables and stuff, and she was wagging like that. She was trying to give me a hug. She also used to love jumping up and giving like people hugs, and she was trying to give me a hug. She couldn't give me a hug because she couldn't jump up, but she was so happy. She was like wheezing and wagging her tail, like she still remembered me. I remember laying down with her and just like petting her and stuff. I could hear her breathing. um I could hear her like wheezing, like she was not breathing, like her like breath could stop at any moment, right? And I knew she was like clearly in pain. I like literally, I was laying on the floor, I was like kind of crying next to her because I really couldn't it like, what a tragic ending to this dog's life, you know? um so yeah, after that I left, and a few days later she passed, and I love her. That was hella depressing, right? But that is basically how I started fostering. I do not regret rescuing Lady at all. Like, that was probably one of the best decisions of my life. Like, it just opened up like this whole new world that I didn't know that I needed. I absolutely love fostering puppies. I love like my dogs, obviously, but I there's something about like the joy of a puppy. It like I'm saving their life, but also like they bring me so much joy. Um, as you guys can see in my so many videos, that they bring me joy and laughter and just makes my home feel like it just brings like a spirit to my home that I obviously can't explain. That is all I have to say for this YouTube video.